Are you tired of seeing these things? Run your own Chat GPT, Claude, Perplexity, whatever. Grok, locally, DeepSeek, whatever one's there. There's a million models out there. You can run them on your own computer. Let me show you how. What do we have today? Let's show you. Alright, so step one, set up the environment. I already have it installed, but I'll show you what happens. It's basically set up environment. Select your drive letter. I'm going to go with 4, which is drive F. I already have it installed, so it's just going to say already installed. Create the folders if they don't exist. Set up your configuration file. Install Ollama if it's not already installed. Configure it. Download the AI models. Check if Office is installed. Come on. You know it's installed. There it goes. And then basically how to begin. Start your document processor and put files in the input folder. Step 1. Initialize the environment. What this does is it gets you ready for the rest of the scripts that I've put in this place. Alright. Essentially that's a local Ollama setup. I mean, now you can type Ollama, what is it, list? It'll list the Ollama models. These are the ones I have downloaded, which you can get from ollama.com. Models, pick one, copy and run this command, it'll download it, so you can run it. Pick a different model. Different models do different things based on lots of variables. These are the ones I chose to download, and my script downloads the embed one, which I'll use later for embedding documents. Llama 2, which helps pull the documents that you've embedded and lets you question them, query them, basically setting up your local querying thing. And the DeepSeek for some deeper reasoning requests. Like, here, let me show you. Ollama run DeepSeek. What is it? SR1 8B. Loads it into memory, essentially. It's okay. So now we can ask it a question like, what is the meaning of life? Life in regards to the number 42. So it goes through a thinking process of trying to understand what you're doing, at least for DeepSeek. And when it's done thinking, it gives you what it calls its answer. See, that's done with the thinking process of filtering through the data, and then it explains the actual answer. I mean, that's what the reasoning model does, but we're not here for that. What I'm here for is to show you, I guess, the rest of the process, the rest of the scripts I've created. So we got the setup environment, which sets it all up. Let me close that. We have a document processor. Actually, let me show you this first, which is one of my favorite parts. It's the get transcripts. So let me just run that real quick and make sure that things are installed. It says enter a YouTube URL or a video playlist. So I've got some examples of some that we can. What this does is it grabs transcripts and saves the transcripts and then plugs it into one of these Ollama models and then pulls out a question and answer. So like, for example, we can go to MIT. Here's a lecture on artificial intelligence. It's about 47 minutes. I can plug this in, Control C, paste it. While it's doing this, let me see if I can find a playlist real quick. Okay, well that's working. You can also go, here's another MIT one. You can get the entire playlist right here, 17 videos, and plug in this URL, and it'll pull the transcripts from each one of these and creates a QA from them so that you could, if you have a course that you're taking in college or something, or you just want to learn something, it creates essentially a study guide for you. See this one, the transcript had 4,800 words. I have it split up into 2,000 word chunks so that it can create questions based on each 1,000 words. Because I have it only creating between 5 and 20 questions per chunk, which averages to 10 per 10 or 11. So that way each section has its own set of questions, and then I put it together at the end of the script. Let me show you a folder. So I throw into a training folder, which is created when we run the setup. So first, it's already downloaded the transcript. Here, let me see. Simple text document. Welcome to 603, which is what the name of it was. They call it 603. I don't know why. Then it takes all those words. Oh, there it goes. And then it created this QA. Let's go back into training. Where are we at? Sort. There's the QA. Question answer. Question answer. Question answer. Turn off word wrap so you can see it. And it goes basically based on the transcripts. It's creating question and answer, which I thought was great for studying. something I'm going to use. So anyway, once you've had this data, and let's say you want to question it further rather than have the built-in questions, or you could use the questions to actually question it back. Let's get rid of that one. Then we have a document processor. Well, what do we do with this? Actually, I created a GUI for this to make it even easier. Let me show you this. So you have no documents currently processed. So let me start the document processor. And what it's saying is place files into the input folder. Here's my input folder. It's my training folder for my transcript that I just created. Take this, throw it in there. It's detected it. Now it's going to embed it into a JSON file so that I can use the local AI LLM to query against this data. So rather than transcripts, like if you're working for a business, you have a bunch of documents, you want to be able to search through them and find answers, you can throw those. And I made it where it accepts these formats by default: text, docx, PDF, XLS, doc, VTT, which is a transcript, and SRT is transcript, and EPUB for books. So this one embedded I call it 3 embeddings, which are chunks. And let me move this out of the way real quick. Let me stop my document processor. So now we have this embedded. So if we wanted to ask a question about this artificial intelligence class, I'm just going to pull one of these questions, see if it gives me anything decent related to the actual information. Right click, paste, whatever. And I have several Chrome windows open. I'm recording a video and I'm playing this, so it's probably going to be a little slow while I'm running it. And it does depend on your computer speed. But you can ask questions over and over consistently, and you never run out of credits. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to pay for anything. All of this is free, which is the key to why I set this up. If somebody wants to use ChatGPT, I mean, ChatGPT is quicker when it's working and when you don't run out of credits. This will always work. As long as you got a computer, the faster your computer, the better answers. And it, based on the question you ask, it'll pull the answers out of the data that you plugged into your model. Now, I haven't watched this video to know that this comes directly out of that, but if you have no embeddings, it'll show you that. Yeah, I wonder if I just put hi, see what it's going to respond with. Takes a moment, thinks about it. I've also set this up, if you see this little combo box right here, to where it uses the embedded data, or you can change it to one of the other models. Right now I have it only set up with the DeepSeek. Let me wait till this responds real quick, because it's querying the Ollama database. It's run on my computer. And technically you can fine tune these short. Yeah, there you go. This lecture discussing the naming with Arduino. Yeah, I mean it's explaining what this transcript was, which based on this model. So you know it's getting the data out of there. Anyway, you can change this to DeepSeek, and then you can just ask DeepSeek anything, which is what we were doing earlier with this, what's the meaning of life. Anyway, as you get more documents in here, it's got more data to query. If you have conflicting data, I've noticed, like opinions, let's say I want to go political and get a bunch of commentary from the left and the commentary from the right, and say, you know, what are your thoughts on this one subject? You know, it's going to conflict depending on which one you find, but you know. But if all the data is related to your business, your schoolwork, should be just fine. And it gives you a local GUI interface that you can ask questions to, and you don't have to pay for, and you don't have to worry about running out of credits. And you could technically, since all the code is straight open, you can change the models that are listed in here if you understand PowerShell, which is built into a Windows computer. So I made this all out of PowerShell specifically so that you wouldn't have to install or customize like Python, Next.js. You wouldn't need VS Code. Technically, you could just double click on the script, you know, just run with PowerShell. You don't have to have VS Code to run this. It automatically opens. No extra coding tools installed, no extra anything, just straight Windows. And it remembers the previously embedded documents, which you could delete all your embedded documents because in the setup it's stored in embeddings under storage. Delete this, it deletes your embeddings, and then you could choose different documents to query against. And that's about it. Simple, straightforward, local questioning with a simple interface. What else do we have? Also, all your chats are saved. So you could, depending on when you ran it, it's all saved in HTML format. So you can always open previously ones. And it also has, just double click on that, what you've injected. So I was playing around with a couple other topics and video ideas, importing them. And then I deleted my embedding file to show you this. Alright, send me some questions and comments. Or download it on my blog, your link. Thank you.